doing, just do it because you are doing it for the good and welfare of the player. Don't do it
Okay.
because of I just want to get into a professional thing, so I want people to see me how I coach. No, no. Do it because of the player, because at the end of the day, those are the protagonists,
Help
man.
push the game in a positive direction in the States or in the world.
When you get back into the youth game, it's about the business
In the
side. It's
game
about
of
retaining
football,
players. It's
wisdom's
about
key.
adding.
Listeners tuning in deep like the sea. From the pitch to the mic, we share our dreams. Voices echoing loud, hear the passion's themes. Passion and knowledge, that's our goal. Stories unfold, let's take control. From the field we rise, let the voices be heard. Every insight shared, every single word. Football's the game, but wisdom's the prize. Join the conversation, it's time to rise. Time to rise. Coaches drop knowledge, seasoned players shine. Directors with vision, sharing their line. From strategy to heart, it's all on display. Unfolding the journey, every pass, every play. Learn from the best, feel the drive. In this football world, we come alive. From the field we rise, let the voices be heard. Every insight shared, every single word. Football's the game, but wisdom's the prize. Join the conversation, it's time to rise. From the field, we're breaking ground. Voices of football and knowledge we're found. From the field, we're breaking ground. Voices of football and knowledge we're found.
I can't tell you.
So it's how do you make that lesson fun for the crowd that you're
found it on my own was I
Coaches
stumbled
drop
across
knowledge,
US
seasoned
soccer
players shine.
learning center.
Directors with vision, sharing the line. From strategy to heart, it's all on display. Unfolding the journey, every pass, every play. Learn from the best, feel the drive. In this football world, we come alive. Learn from the best, feel the drive. In this football world, we come alive. From the field we rise.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of From the Field, Voices of Football. Introducing with me, I have Coach Yoger Aguilar, a former assistant coach for the University of Wisconsin Parkside women's soccer team. With a background as team manager, a USSF National D license, and a pathway towards his National C license, Aguilar has extensive coaching experience coaching youth soccer at Rush, Wise, and Kenosha. A former semi-professional for Caracas FC B in Venezuela, Aguilar moved to the United States in 2015, studying sports management and coaching at Parkside. He's also a community leader and founding Lula Council 354 to support the University of Kenosha. Currently, he's with Orlando City School of Celebration. Thank you so much, Coach Yoger, for being with us.
Thank you, Eddie. Eddie, truly appreciate it, my friend. Happy to be over here, today talking with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great experiences, as you mentioned, a really good time that I had at Parkside. I spent 3 years of my career over there. It helped me a lot to grow up as a coach. Very blessed to have, work with the individuals that I work over there. Amazing coaches, amazing staff, and incredible players, though. So that kind of guided the way, and started my path to who I am right now and the teams that I have coached, since then. Yeah.
So before we get there, let's start from the beginning.
Absolutely.
Can you take us on a journey back to your childhood and share some of your earliest, most cherished memories of playing soccer?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, when I go back, to remembering, playing as a soccer player, it goes back all the way to my city where I was born in Caracas, Venezuela. I grow up in the west side of the city, in a small area called Caricuao. So over there, basically, my father grew up over there, my uncles grew up over there. So everybody kind of knew each other over there, and being my father's son, it was easy, to gather around with people or with friends over there because everybody knew us and knew them since they were young. So I grew up over there until, you know, like I was 20 and I came to the United States. Spent a lot of good times over there. When I started to play, I started playing for the local team called Caracas FC.
Okay.
And you know, like with Caricua, it was, you know, like every single kids, you know, like, so it was just running around over there. If you can, you know, like do some imagery, I can imagine still, I can remember still, you know, like that field, it was, you know, like full of dirt. It was no grass at all, man. It was just dirt, rocks. But it was really good football matches over there. No water breaks. No 30 minutes games, nothing like that, you know, like that, like
Okay.
current environment of grassroots soccer. No, not like that, man. We were just playing 11 when we were like 6, you know, like,
Okay.
yeah, 5, 6 year olds. We're playing with 11 guys in the field, man. So imagine that, you know, like, so it's crazy. But but it was good. It was a really good time. I spent 3, 4 years over there. After that, I kind of, you know, like make a small break over there from playing soccer. You know, like dedicated myself to the studies, academics a lot.
Okay.
And then, you know, like eventually when I was 14, 15 years old, it kind of like started like getting back into it. I still was playing around, you know, like in the streets, but nothing serious, you know, not committed with any other club. And got the opportunity to go to Caracas FC, first with the U17s in 2010. And from there, you know, like kind of like open up my path. So I played over there from 2010 with the U17s. That season's 10, 11. And then the 11th until the 13th, I was with the second team and the U20s. I
Okay.
was 15, 16 years old, man. So you can imagine that I was 16-year-old playing with the second team of the team. It was great.
Right, right.
It's an experience, though, a really, really good experience until the day. I still maintain, you know, like conversation and really good relationships with some of my former teammates.
Okay.
Uh, Most of them are coaches now, as like me.
Okay.
Some of them are still active playing in other countries, you know, like in Eastern Europe. Uh, and some of them are playing for the national team of Venezuela, though. So yeah,
Wow.
it's
Okay.
really, really good time. Um, in 2013, you know, like I got really injured. I got an ankle injury, and
Okay.
well, I was, yeah, 2013. It was January. We were going to play against Real Esport, which it was, you know, like a former team in Venezuela. Now it's called Deportivo La Guaira. We were going to play against Real Esport, the U20s. They qualified to the U20s Copa Libertadores. She was
Okay.
a continental tournament for the best U20s of the continent, and we were going to do a friendly match with them, so a scrimmage. So I said, like, I mean, I cannot lose this opportunity, man. So with my ankle all, you know, like injured and everything, I got bandaged. The athletic trainer set me up for the match. I played the match. I feel like we did really good over there in that
Mhm.
match. It was a tie. It was a 2-2 tie, you know, like and then after the match, man, I remember taking out the bandage and my foot got really bad, swollen. And,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh boy, this is not gonna this is not gonna look good though. So
Oh man. Yo.
believe me, it was bad. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Man, it looks like a big piece of ham, man. It was
Oh
bad. So
wow.
yeah. So I was like, oh boy. Took it to athletic trainer. Athletic trainer told me, yes, like, yeah, buddy, your season is over, you know, like, so you're not gonna play the second phase of the season. It was hard, but you know, um, I had to, you know, like make some accommodations. I did some physical therapy, get things ready.
Right, right.
Unfortunately, I couldn't continue with the B team, so they brought me down to the U20s, you know, like to start doing progressive football, you know, like recovery, readaptation with the
Mm-hmm.
U20s. And then with the U20s, you know, it was a switch of coaches, a lot of internal things over there at the moment. And at some point I just told my parents, you know, listen, you know, I don't want to play anymore, you know, like I'm done with this. I was already graduated from high school. So I, you know, like I started to go into college. So I focused myself more into college. Um I went to PT school in Venezuela, and I started getting my licensing, okay, which will be considered like a bachelor's over here. Over there, you know,
Okay.
like That's how the studies are. Physical therapy or here in the US is, you graduate from your bachelor's and you gotta go to PT school. Over there, no, over there you can take it as a bachelor's. So I got 2 years of college over there, but the political situation in the country, man, and some family stuff, we just decided, like to came to the States, as refugees. And since then, 2015, I've been over here, man, in the States. I landed for first time in Parkside,
Mhm.
in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and that's where I continue my education. Though I went to English classes in a local school over there, Gateway Technical College, and then I went to Parkside, transferred to Parkside.
Okay.
And I mean, in Parkside, amazing time, man. I couldn't play anymore, but it's still amazing time. So I mean, not being eligible to be an NCAA athlete because of being paid in my country. But I decided to become better a coach. So I was like,
Okay.
you might as well. I want to continue doing what I love. I want to continue. I have that attachment. I have that sense of feeling for the pitch. You know what? I'm gonna become a coach. So that's when I started my coaching education in 2017. And
Okay.
then 2017, 2018, yeah, I started my coaching education. And since then, non-stop, man, just studying and coaching.
Okay. So I got a question because you told me
Absolutely. Big,
um
big chunk of info, huh?
yeah, a little bit. So as you reflect on your early days with soccer, right? What
Absolutely.
what memories or experiences inspire you to become a coach?
Um, Man, I will say there are like two key moments in my life, right? That inspire me to become a coach. The first one for sure, like the opportunity to give back, like to the sport and to develop athletes though. So when I was playing, like in Venezuela, uh the coaches, they have a knowledge, or they have a base, but it was more like like to my understanding, it was more like an empirical base. So the
Okay.
guys knew what they were doing because they were former professional players. Some of them have like a education in other countries, like in Argentina, Uruguay. They'll go and watch, these teams training, like Boca Juniors, River, or Peñarol Nacional in Uruguay. And they will, like kind of like get an idea, like starting educating themselves, but
Okay.
nothing like fully developed, right, in the educational side. Like we say
Okay.
today, that hey, we have the A license, the pro license, the B license. These things probably did not exist, or they were not enforced that much, right, during those times.
Okay.
um so it was kind of like, okay, I really want to do that, but I want to do it correctly, like, so that's why I
Oh, okay, okay,
educate
okay.
myself as a coach. I want to like learn. I want to learn about processes, recovery processes a lot. That's something that it really caught my attention. How to get the athlete to recover from an injury, how to prevent
Okay.
them for sure, and then like how to improve performance, right? So how can I always, like, give back to my players like that? And with a little bit of background in physical therapy and like some anatomy, physiology, some stuff, I always have find myself curious in these things though. So that's one of the key moments, right? The
Okay.
second key moment, it was for sure, like when they told me that, hey, you cannot play college sports, like, I mean, you got pay, like a decimal of money, like whatever, or to the exchange, to recurrency exchange
Mm-hmm.
over here. It was nothing, but still, you got paid. So
Okay.
you're not amateur for the NCAA. So I was like, you know what? Okay. Um, I want to continue involved into it, right? So
Okay.
what can I do? So I mean, there were like three ways to do it. Like one, I go to school for business and become a sporting director or a general manager.
Okay.
Two, I become a referee. Or three, I become a coach. So I'm like, well, either, like the business part, I'm not big into the business part, like I don't like dealing with guys in offices, or, like, or wearing suits the whole day, man. And, trying to, like figure it out, who we're going to bring, what kind of revenues or things we're going to bring to the team. I don't like those things, man. I'm not an office person. I'm more like in the pitch, like, so I like to be in the pitch. I like to be with the players. I like to have contact with the players and their families. So that's my thing. The second one, I don't want to be a referee. Those guys are always in the hot seat, man. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
since even before the match, I mean, I respect them, I admire them, because some of them are really, really good guys, and they're really, really good in their profession. They're always learning, they're always studying to become better referees. So I know how hard it is, you know, like for them, you know, like to go through these things. And I like, yeah, man, I don't have the patience or the, you know, like to get in there into the heat. So I just want to be a coach. So I started, you know, like studying for a coach. And since then, like I told you, you know, like it has been a non-stop time though. So
Okay.
yeah.
So as you reflect, as you look back on your journey, right? Who was the most influential person during that during those beginning years where you're like, okay, I'm gonna be a coach? Who was that person that inspired you?
No, definitely. So, man, there's multiple people though. But I'll, you know, like probably give you like the top three. For sure, the first one, my dad. My dad,
Okay.
you know, like played professional sports in Venezuela. I played basketball, play soccer, play in multiple things over there, at the professional level. So, you know,
Oh
like,
wow.
so it's a
Okay.
high standard though. It's a high standard. And my dad has always, you know, like pushed us really hard, you know, like, hey, don't give anything for granted, you know, like, so get the best of yourself, get the things better for you, you know, like the best that you can. So he has always been influential in that. I mean, my dad will take me to my soccer matches. My dad will take me to the training facility before we leave for a trip or before we go to a game, you know, like say, hey, we'll see you later, whatever, you know. So
Yeah.
my dad was always there, and he has always been there in the process, even until now, when I got coaching education, you know, like that I don't know, like a trip, 3 hours, 4 hours from home. I was like, hey, do you want to go with me to the coaching courses? Sure. I mean, he doesn't get bored. He enjoys it, you know, like because he played it before. So he goes
Okay.
with me, and we have a really good time. We have conversations about things that can be improved. Of course, you know, like it's always good to have some good advice from the old school, right? Because they see
Right.
it
Right. Right.
different perspective. And then the other two guys, for sure, influential, you know, like my coaching in Caracas. The first one, which is David Chirinos. They call him Miranda. He's right now coaching in Brazil, though. So he's an amazing guy. Super, super funny guy. Super humble. He used to be the equipment, one of the equipment coordinators for the first team.
Okay.
But he also, you know, like was coaching in the lower categories, though. So the guy was always, you know, like giving us, you know, like tips and advice and things, you know. And when you're young, you think that you know like everything, and you're like, oh man, this guy is crazy, man. Until the day I talk with my colleagues, with my former colleagues, former teammates, and they laugh so much when we remember him and everything. It's like, oh man, have you talked with him? He's like, no, man, but he's so funny and everything. Um, so that guy kind of like inspired me, the way how he transmitted that knowledge, you know, and the
Okay.
sincerity, the honesty. So if the guy see that you really like did something wrong, he'll tell you, man. Hey, he will tell you like, hey, man, please stop. Hey, buddy, you suck. You gotta fix this thing right away, man. Honesty, you know, like so.
Yeah.
That honesty, that respect that he have for us, and the respect that we have for him. So that created the foundation of my base that I have with my players. That is trust and loyalty, man. So you
Okay.
can trust me whatever you want. I respect you. You respect me, and there is a loyalty. There is a loyalty agreement between us. You know, like so. I'm loyal to you. You're loyal to me. So whatever happens to you, and I can help you to fix a problem, count with me, man. So same thing. You know, like I expect from you guys when the things get heated.
Okay.
So really good guy. And the other person that I will say is my coach in the second division team, John Giraldo. So his brother played professionally. He played professionally in Venezuela. Really good guy. He has coached multiple teams professionally in Venezuela as well. Right now, he's working with academy, with formation. So he decided to go back into the foundation of pushing now, you know, like top talent in
Okay.
Venezuela. He's an amazing guy, super quiet, but knowledgeable person though. So when he talks, he hit the point, man. So you better listen when he's talking though. So I guess, you know, like these guys are, you know, like those are my sources of, you know, like inspiration when we
Okay.
look into my coaching time. Yeah.
What's the best advice they gave you in your coaching career?
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you, you know, like my dad would always say that, you know, like don't take anything granted. You know, like there's always, you know, like the things that you can improve. There's always things that, you know, like room for improvement. with Miranda, man, he'll be an internal joke, but he will be joking all the time, telling the guys stories about, like Luis Amaranto Perea, former captain of the national team of Colombia,
Right, right.
how he, like grew up and made it to professionals. He'll tell you the stories of Luis Figo, Moreno Torricelli, players that debuted uh,
Mhm.
in Europe like super late in their careers. So it's
Okay.
always like more like advices like that. And of course, there will be many, many jokes over there that, like for the purpose of the podcast, they're rated though. So, but the guy will hit the spot, man. When he talks honesty, and is correct. It is correct. Everything that he says, 100% accurate.
Okay.
Giraldo is more like I told you, like a quiet guy, but when he delivers something, he will deliver it, like correctly and tell you like, hey man, there's always, like gonna be two sides of the story, like you better make sure that you are in the right side and not in the wrong side, like so when the athletes come back to you, you better be in the right side and that they remember you correctly, they remember you that you gave everything for them. You remember that they remember that there was always a base of respect and there was always a base of trust over there though. So those are the good players that you always want because those are the players that are gonna come to you back again, the players
Yeah,
that
right.
remember you in the wrong terms, they probably don't want to do anything to you or with you, man. So you gotta be careful with those. But those are good advices, man, that I for sure got from those guys.
Yeah, no, that one where you said be in the right like in the right mind, right?
Yeah,
I think that's a great advice,
correct. Yeah. Especially because like in football is like that, man. You're dealing with professionals, man. That's the reality. You're dealing with
Mhm.
professionals, and that's why I take all my players. So some people will tell me like, this guy is crazy, man. He's talking to 10-year-olds, 12. They're pros, and I was like, that's the mentality. You gotta put the mentality on them. Of course, you
Okay.
gotta level of training and the level of intensity in the trainings. They have to be age appropriate,
Mhm.
but passing the message to the guys, it has to be like they're pros. They gotta talk about responsibility. You gotta talk about discipline. You gotta talk about respect. You gotta talk about loyalty. All these things, because those are core values no matter where you are, like even if you go to school, you go to college, you go to high school, you go to work, in your house, everything, those are core values. So you're gonna see them everywhere, no matter
Right,
what you
right.
do. Even if you don't play soccer anymore, you decide to play basketball. I got multiple athletes that like I coached before, and when you talk
Mhm.
with the parents, hey, what is he doing? He said, no, he's now playing basketball. Oh no, he's now like playing volleyball, whatever. Or no, he decided to like go for e-games, like now he plays e-sports, whatever. But core values, like they apply all those core values in everything that they do. So
Okay.
you gotta pass those messages to them though. Yeah,
Right. Okay. So we gotta talk about your time in Caracas for a little bit, okay?
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
can you share your how your experience as a professional, semi-professional player for Caracas FC in the B team back in
Yeah,
Venezuela? How did that influence your coaching style and your philosophy as a coach?
yeah, definitely. Well, like I told you, like I feel like it was a sense of, if it was there, we were not aware of that. Or if it wasn't, the guys did an amazing job trying to get the things together and coach us the best that they can with tools that they have. When I'm talking about this, I'm talking about coaching education. And that's something that really influenced me, like as I was mentioning to you before. So the coaching education is key, like to understand things. So sometimes these guys will tell you, hey, we're going to do this much stuff because we need to play this rival. But
Okay.
you sometimes you have when making retrospective and we
Mhm.
talk with the guys, I talk with some of my former teammates. I was like, hey, do you remember? Yeah, I remember this. I was like, there was an absence of like things over there, like, so okay, we're doing this, but there is no the why are we doing this. Oh, we're doing this because
Oh,
we're
okay,
gonna
okay.
play. Oh, okay, we're gonna play, but what is the sense behind it,
Like, what's
like,
the bigger picture?
yeah, exactly. So give me the things, give me the structure. So okay, like we have a physical trainer over there, a strength conditioning coach, that he will go on, like on us really hard. Man, I don't think I have run in my life how I run over there in those years, man. So, so I think I did all the exercises that I needed to do in my life, man. That guy put us to run hard. The The conditioning part was incredible. The strengthening part was incredible because the guy had everything designed and prepared over there. But when
Okay.
we go into the phase of, like the tactical phase, they
Mhm.
were more like concepts that maybe we didn't have access to it, like in Venezuela at the
Okay.
time. And that's why these coaches used to go to Europe or used to go to down in the South, in South America, like to other countries to figure it out ways, to figure out methodologies, how we can develop this, how can we improve performance. It was more the classical 4-4-2. Okay. This is what we're going to play, guys. 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, 2 strikers. You guys figure
Right.
it out over there. Okay. So it's like, okay. Or hey, make sure that you guys don't leave this guy by himself. Because if you guys leave this guy by himself, he's gonna score on us. It's gonna be detrimental for us, like things like that. So that's something that, like it really catch my attention, and that's why I wanted to improve as a coach, like the why, okay, within
Oh,
the
okay.
training session. So I don't prepare a training session and tell you randomly, hey, let's throw some cones over here and let's figure it. No, we're not gonna figure it out anything, guys. This is the structure. This is why we're doing it, and this is why we want to do it or why we do it. Like so. So you give them
Okay.
that sense to the player that the player is like, okay, makes sense, because the players have
Okay.
questions, So
Right,
either
right.
younger guys or they're older guys, they ask questions. They mind themselves, even if they don't want to express, they mind themselves like, okay, what's going on here? Why are we doing this? Why are we supposed to do this? So provide them with that. My teammates, amazing teammates, like I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, it is what it is, you get bullied in those teams, like, so I was the young man. These guys were older than me, man. So they'll be tough on me. They'll be really, really tough on me. And they made me grow quickly, man. They made me grow quickly,
Okay.
but really good guys, really good guys. Nothing when I'm talking about bullying is more like in the
Like teasing, kind of like.
yeah, TC kind of thing.
Like,
Yeah. Nothing physical, not like the respect
mhm.
parameters. It was more like, you're the younger guy in the team. You gotta do these things. Like you usually see these things over here. But these guys created a sense of family. We created a
Okay.
sense of family over there, and if you bother one of us, then you got 24 more guys over there that are gonna come and beat you up, man. So that's how it is. So we're a big family. So it was like that. It was a sense of family, a sense of collaboration, good camaraderie, good chemistry over there.
Okay.
And those are things that I always, like try to translate to my teams. Tell the guys all the time, hey man, I know that you guys hate each other, but for the sanity of the team and for the sanity of the game, man, just try to work the things out, like at least during the time that you guys are training or at least during the time that you guys are playing. After
Okay.
the trainings or after the matches, if you guys don't want to go out, man, to eat, like whatever, pizza or hang out with families or girlfriends or whatever, that's fine, man. I understand that. But within the training sessions or within the team environment, just be like united, just be together and try to support
Right.
each other. And that's messages that I always pass to my teammates, or to my players. The same message that it was translated from my teammates: camaraderie, good chemistry, respect, and support each other in all the times, man. That's how it is. Until the day we talk, like I told you, I don't talk with all of them because realistically, not
Yeah,
all of
it's
them are gonna be your closest friends, but you develop some sense of feeling, like with some more than with others.
mhm.
But with the ones that I talk, we always have, man, we can talk for hours though, remembering things, talking about, like things that are happening in the country, things that are happening in the environment of football in the country, things that are happening in the European environment, like coaching education, training sessions, whatever.
Right.
So we always, like find a way to chat. And that's the good experience that when I was over there, those 3 years provided to me though. So they were three amazing years that like it sounds like super short. It's like, oh, 3 years,
Mhm.
that's nothing, that's not a long time, but to me it was a long time, man. It seems that like it seems 1 week of training over there, it feels like the training sands, like in Dragon Ball. I don't know if you're familiar with.
I never watched it. No.
No, well, like Goku, the main character, he will go into like the training room, the training sands, whatever, and
Okay.
it would be like a big clock of sand, and it would be like dropping the sand, And they
Okay.
said like 1 day of training is a regular year outside that room. So when the guy gets out, he's like, "Oh, I've been training for one day, but outside has passed 1 year." So that's how I feel over there. So it's like 1 week of training or 1 week of over there. It feels like a century, man, over there, because so many memories, so many things that we live over there, and amazing. All great, all great. No complaints, nothing bad. Like sometimes, like football, it is what it is. Like
Mhm.
either for injuries or for technical things. Like I recognize that I wasn't Messi, I wasn't like Cristiano Ronaldo, any big player. Like that's, oh yeah, I'm gonna make it into the national team or whatever. No. I was just an average player. That's what I was, and I always tell it
Okay.
to guys, like, hey, I was an average player, but the difference between me and the other players, it was like when they needed something from me, I will give you 100% of me, man. Like in my capacities.
Okay. Yeah.
There will be things that I cannot perform because, like I have technical difficulties or
Mhm.
tactical understanding. Like I was not like well aware of many things. I was 16 years old, 17 years old, so I'm like, oh man, what's going on
Right.
here?
Right.
But when they told me, man, I told them 100% of my capacities. 100%. If the guy wants me to run for 90 minutes, I'll run for him 90 minutes. If the guy wants me to mark that guy, even not getting the ball from him, I'll mark that guy, even not getting the ball from him. Like, so
Right.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best. And that's why I told the guys all the time, my players, hey man, you guys gotta give 100% of you, man, in your capacities. I'm not expecting, like Mbappe. I'm not expecting
Messi. Yeah. Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk, Messi. No. Thibaut Courtois in the goal. No. Just the 100% your capacities. Your capacities. You are you. I'm not
Right.
comparing you with nobody else. So that's a message that like to pass to the people.
Right. There's a book called Atomic Habits, and, and
Okay.
and that's what it says. Like, be 1% better than you were like yesterday. Like, you don't have to be 100% a lot better tomorrow. Just that
Exactly.
1% better.
That is true. That is true. I agree with that, man. And again, like there's many things. Big fan of baseball though too. A big fan of the New York Yankees in baseball.
Okay.
And something that is still with me is true. Is that's any discipline these days. With Yogi Berra, when he talks about like the things are 90% mental and the other 10% are
Mhm.
like whatever your physical capacities. It is true. Everything is mental these days, man. Like tactical, the way how you work, the way how you develop habits, the way how you develop a team. Everything is completely mental though. If the person is not there mentally and physically, you're already
Right.
like getting complications, and it's true. With books, I'll be honest with you, I have tons of books. I like buying books. I got books from like Pep Guardiola. I got like, well, I used to live in Wisconsin. We know Vince Lombardi, former coach of the Green Bay Packers,
Right.
legend.
Right.
I mean, nobody better than Vince Lombardi, for winning stuff. That's why the trophy has his name. But I got books of Vince Lombardi, big in Wisconsin and leadership. I got books of Phil Jackson, like a former uh, Chicago Bulls and LA Lakers coach.
Okay.
So I mean, he won absolutely anything in the NBA too. Like, so who better than that? I got books of Bill Belichick, who has won many things with the New England Patriots. Many things, like, and I can continue. Unfortunately, man, Sir Alex Ferguson too in England. Unfortunately, I told my wife gets mad at me. She's like, when are you gonna read all those books? I was like, I'll find the time. I'll find the time. I promise you. But I just keep buying them, man. I just keep buying them. And my wife is like, well, the knowledge is not working like that. I was like, I know, but this thing has like an spiritual sense, that is passing to me. Eventually, I will see it. I'll sit and read them, man. But yeah, man. But I'm like obsessed with that, man. I got many more in the Amazon, like card, man, to buy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's about Cesar Menotti, which Cesar Luis Menotti, he just passed away recently this year. But like I was doing my Comebol licenses in South America through his school, and like incredible the formation that he gives as coaches. Books of Carlos Vilardo, like his nemesis or counterpart, because
Okay.
Menotti professes soccer in one way, and Bilardo professes soccer in another way. So, like two different counterparts, like two different ways to understand football in Argentina. And I have books for both of them because both are world champions, man. And both have
Right.
developed and coached the best players in the history of that country, like, and in the world. Many things, but unfortunately, man, I haven't read any, man. I even have a Black Mamba book about Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Black Mamba habits, whatever the thing it is. Haven't read it, man. Haven't read it, but eventually I'll find a way, man. I'll find a way. Like, and I'll find the time, the perfect time to read them. Though they're here and they're passing, like a moral support to me, man, every day. But I just can't find the time to read them, though. So that's a funny thing to say about me, though. Oh boy.
So,
Oh,
so, hold on. So you have your D license, right? Have you got your C license from the last?
Yeah. So I have right now, currently in the US, I have my C license. I took my C when I was still at Parkside. It was hectic, the process of taking the C license, especially because it was during the pandemic.
Mhm.
We were supposed to start in, I believe, summer of the 20th.
Okay.
And the pandemic just hit us that year, man. So everything changed completely, the modality. I mean, I praise the guys from the Illinois Youth Soccer Association. Even when I live in Wisconsin, man, I live in the southeast of Wisconsin. So it was
Okay.
probably 20 minutes from the border with Illinois. But I took all my coaching licenses until the time here in the US in Illinois. So I took my grassroots licenses in Illinois, in Arlington Heights, Illinois. I took my D license in Springfield, Illinois, in 2018. And then I took my C license I was supposed to take it in 19, but, like some family issues. And then I decided to take it in the 20th. And then the pandemic hit us. So I was like, oh boy, how are we going to do this? So the guys were like, hey, guys, no worries. Like I praise these guys, like until the day. Adam Howard, which was, like the guy that runs the Illinois Youth Soccer Association, and the other guys that are with him, incredible guys. And they say, like, listen, guys, we're going to do a hybrid model. We're going to do all the theoretical part, like online. You guys have to do your assignments. You guys have to do your coaching on your own. You guys have to do your videos on your own. I mean, we understand it's COVID happening, so we don't expect you guys, like to have videos with the guys training and everything because it's impossible. You cannot people closer than 6 feet apart. And soccer is a contact sport. You need to have so it's hard. Funny part of this is that of course, like the winter came, and we were supposed to do the presential part in, I think, February or March of 2021, and we had to have videos, man. So listen, I was just thinking ahead of what's happening to me, and like I had the blessing that at Parkside, we were training with restrictions, of course. Like we have one group 1 hour, the other group another hour, like that. We were splitting the sessions and everything. A lot of players got, like COVID. The coaches got COVID. I get COVID. So I was like, oh boy. But, like at some point we were all like, well, we all got COVID, We all got here, so let's just take them out away because it doesn't matter anymore. We all got COVID. So
we already say we can't get more sick,
we're
right?
all in the same boat. It cannot get worse. Yeah, you're right. So they say the first time is the worst one, though. So anyways, so we just kind of, got things together over there. And I recorded all my videos. Recorded all my sessions, everything with my players over there. So when I submitted before the presential part, they were all like, how do you do this? How old is this thing? I was like, no, this is like from October. And they were like, how? I was like, you guys said that I have to record a training session, so I recorded a training session. Maybe not with the guidelines that you guys wanted, but here it is, the video. Like, what can we change in here? You tell me, give me feedback. So the guys were incredible. The guys were like, you know what, man, you have done too much. Like you recorded the sessions. These people that they don't have sessions, and everything. So it's okay, man. You did amazing. We'll give you feedback, whatever. And then when we do the presential part, we did it in Rockford, Illinois. We stayed over there for a weekend. It was intense. But then, man, we got, I got the C license. I got confirmed to have my C license in March of 21. But like the hybrid process and everything, it was just like hectic, chaotic to me at that moment, and I was like, oh man, I don't think this is the best way for me. Of course, like I was in my last semester of college. I was
Okay.
in middle of the season, because the NCAA switched the season from the fall to the spring, which was something like a different for us.
Okay.
So we're playing also in middle of the season. We're doing operations, we're doing tactics, we're doing trainings, everything on top of the license, on top of family, because I already have my older kid, on top of like all of the stuff. So I'm like, oh man. So I was like, man, I need a break. So I finished that, and the break was so short, man, because in September of 21, I decided that I was going through the coaching school with Menotti in
Okay.
Argentina. Did everything, like online and everything, and decided, like, listen, I'm gonna go with this. Until the day I still have to go, man, to get my physical license and everything, man.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I got everything. I have passed everything. They sent me the diploma. They sent me everything, and I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for them to like get the stuff
Okay.
over there.
How do you
Uh,
think getting your C license has helped you as a coach?
well, the C license, like it has helped me a lot. Getting, especially like with the guys in the environment of like managing periodization of training sessions, understanding the video part, like how important it is, like to do the video part. Regardless, in Parkside we were doing it already though, so I have the blessing that I have worked with a guy that he's on top of everything, which is my colleague Javier Marin. He's a
Okay.
coach from Spain. I mean, Javi and I were like brothers, so
Mhm.
this guy gets in every single project that he gets, he calls me and he's like, hey man, I need your help. Hey, I need you in this project with me, blah blah. So happy. He doesn't have to ask me that, man, twice. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
he calls, and I know already, like, oh boy, when I see the call in middle of the night, I'm like, oh, here we go. So no, he's an amazing guy, and through my time in Parkside with him, we're working a lot in the video analysis aspect though. So he's a coach from Spain, and of course he likes to open the box, like, so a lot of people over here think, not in a bad way, in a bad sense, like without offending anybody, but a lot of people over here, they just don't want to like think outside the box, like, so
Okay.
they just like, hey, listen, my job is to coach these guys. Let's just coach them, and that's it. This is a training session. This is a training session. That's it. This is the video. This is the video. That's it. This guy, no. This guy opens the box, dissect whatever is inside it, opens everything, and he's like, okay, let's think outside this box. Let's see how we can change. Let's see why the training session we want to give it this specific, like approach. Why? How we get better? How do we improve this? The video. Give me the raw video. Don't give me the cuts, because if you give me the cuts, I'm not seeing the whole context of the play.
Right.
Maybe
Right.
you can see a play and seeing just small details. I want to see the whole thing. So this guy, like opened the mindset for me a lot, especially when I was going through my C license too. Javi was helping a lot, like with a lot of critical questions. Why do you want to do a session like this? Why do you want to? So one time, like I went to ask him for advice, and the guy gave me a master class, man, and I was like, okay, man, I'm seriously like overwhelmed. But no, man, he has helped a lot. He has helped a lot, especially with the critical thinking.
Okay.
Okay. At the end of the day, like licenses, they're necessary, like to hold a certain level of education and a certain level of coaching. But at the end of the day, licenses don't make the coach. Don't make the coach at all. Like I know many coaches that have A licenses, pro licenses, and the guys have no clue of what they're doing. So it's just like,
Okay.
hey, just go over here, pass the license, what they were asking before, and pass the assignment, and got my license. But when the critical thinking happens, the guys are like, oh, okay, I don't know how to figure it out. A license doesn't define anybody. I just feel that it's more like the critical thinking part. It's just how you like decide to create your session and give it a purpose to it, okay? Or
Okay.
what kind of tools do you want to use to get your training environment or your team or your club, whatever like you are in whatever position, to get better. What kind of resources are we using? Numbers? Are we using the statistics data? Are we using video analysis? Everybody has now like the biocam, this green biocam that the people put in the middle of the field.
Oh yeah. 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 Yep.
course, the whole games and everything. Everybody has a video cam in the clubs. It's just a matter of, okay, give me the raw video. Let's make cuts. Let's make trends. Like what do you identify in the full match? So those are the things that I have, like being able to learn. But the C license, it's just opened the doors. At the moment when I took it, it opens a lot of doors over here in Florida. Now I'm in the process of, like thinking on taking the B license finally here in the US. And in that process, myself, I want to take the B license. It's time to open more doors, like of course, get more networks. But yeah, man, it's just a matter of, like learning and of course the networking aspect.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like the networking is very, very important in the
It
world
is.
of coaching,
It is. And not only, like with the coaches, like there's multiple things, like when I go in LinkedIn, I connect, I go into a whatever team, like, and I check and I connect with nutritionist. Tell me what you guys are eating in your club or in your team that my
Okay.
guys are eating, like I want to know. I want to know what they getting better or why these guys are winning. They're eating something different than these guys are eating.
Right, right.
Talk with connect with the strength and conditioning coaches. What is your team doing to prevent injuries, to recover from readaptation and recover from injuries quickly and improve performance? I want to see what you guys are doing. Connect with the medical staff. What are you guys doing? How do you guys go through the chirurgical process? If you got a guy that blow his whole knee, like just the ACLs, the PCLs, all these, like collateral ligaments and everything. Let me
Yeah.
see how you do the process. Like what kind of surgery do you perform, and how do you do it? What kind of technologies do you use these days to get this player back on track quickly? Before they used to, he blow his ACL, he's gone for the whole year. Now I have seen guys that blow their ACL and come back in 3-4 months, man. And you're like, how? How is this possible?
Right, right.
It's just the science, like science has, like improve. So I like to connect with a lot of people, man. Not only with the coaches, like the coaches is nice because there's the head coaches, assistant coaches. Those are the ones that have hands-on with the players in the field and in the games. But I want to connect also with the guys that are behind it, physical therapists, nutritionists, the equipment manager. That's critical,
Okay.
If he doesn't have the correct equipment, he gets injured, or he doesn't get on time to the match, or he doesn't get on time to the game. He's not performing well. So all these things, I like to connect with everybody in LinkedIn,
Okay.
and I talk with a lot of people, and like I like reading forums and reading comments and things. It's interesting. I mean, depends, like how you use the networks, and depends how you create your algorithm in
Okay.
LinkedIn. If you are surrounded with people in sports, you will see stuff in sports. If you're surrounded with people in business, you will see things in business. Now, if you're surrounded
Okay.
with people that just post jokes and things, of course, it's gonna become another fake. It's just like that. But yeah.
Okay. Let me see where I'm at.
No worries.
Sorry, I got lost where we were at over
You're
here.
good. You're good. No worries. We're talking a little bit about the licenses and everything, but
So you have a degree in sports management as well, right?
that's
And
correct. Yeah.
how do you think that there's helped you become a more effective coach?
Well, I'll say my degree until a certain point. I mean, it's just a piece of paper, man. If I'm honest with you, like so.
Okay.
A degree is just to have it, like, and keep the family happy. That's it, like for me. My degree, like I told you, the same with the licenses, doesn't make the person. However, I did have, like good experiences with some, like great colleagues. I have a friend that he just recently was coaching in a local team in Waukegan, Illinois. He moved into a team in Chicago. I think it was Chicago Nation, and a Chicago Nation or Chicago House, one of those two teams. I think they were UPSL teams. And another guy made the jump. He's equipment manager of Detroit
Okay.
City in second division in the USL Championship. Amazing guy, super quiet, but he was always a hard worker though. So I mean, when you see people that were classmates, teammates, colleagues, people that surround you, like in some environment succeeding, Man, that's amazing. Like and I was the first one to congratulate him. Hey, bro, congratulations, man. I'm happy for you. Like great stuff. Keep doing amazing stuff. See the guy traveling around and doing stuff. Like I was like, hey, man, I gotta go visit this guy in Michigan. So, no, yeah. But it was more networks. So the degrees,
Okay.
the licenses, and everything is just networks. I mean, I had amazing teachers, amazing professors, colleagues, everything. It's just a matter of like how you perceive it. The sports management degree, when I took it at Parkside, it was more focus on make you a ticket sales manager, or
Okay.
a general manager, like things that you need to know, how to find sponsorships, how to find partnerships in the community, how to sell more tickets and generate revenue for your team, how to do events that generate revenue, what kind of losses your team can have, the formulas, percentages, things like that. That's what the sport management was. So, but I told you, man, like I mean, I'm not gonna say never, like never say never. That's what I say. No, that's what Justin Bieber say. No, never say never. Because
Yeah.
yeah, because like you never know where you're gonna end. Like maybe like
Okay.
when I get injured, man, and I cannot coach anymore, and gotta go into the office. That's what we gotta do. But yeah, man, I don't see myself in a closest, nearest future, man. Like going into an office and, hey guys, let's talk about numbers and revenues. Of course, I like it, like, and of course, it's something interesting because if not, I wouldn't have studied it.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
but it's just like a matter of, okay, I know how this thing works. I know how this thing kind of happens and everything. I have a general knowledge. I have an idea. Have I had hands-on selling tickets? No, absolutely no, man. My internship, it was with the soccer team, like creating events and creating programs to bring more people to the soccer games.
Okay.
The revenue over there, they were students. The students don't pay for tickets over there. But still, like how to engage more the students in the community. Those were my projects in my internship. Um, and of course, like some professors that until the day, if I have questions, like critical questions, because my major is in sports management, but my minor is in coaching with a concentration in strength and conditioning. So someone
Okay.
teaches from strength and conditioning, I do talk to them a lot. It's like, hey man, can you tell me a little bit about, like this, or can you talk to me about this nutritional aspect, or can you tell me about this recovery time, like this, like that, like periodization wise, what can I use to improve my players, like body mass, like things like that. So
Right.
all these things. So sometimes there's conversations with these guys. And of course, like in my recent visit to Wisconsin, nobody was there because it was in vacation. I was like, oh man, but when I went in the winter, in December of 23, I catch up with a couple of them and we talk and everything. It was nice. It was nice seeing them, and of course, like nice seeing the athletic facilities over there at Parkside. They always improving though. So
Okay. Right.
yeah.
Um, this whole summer has been like a lot of soccer. We had the Copa America, European Cup, right? And now the Olympics are going on right now.
Olympics, yeah. We got finals. We got finals on Friday. I think Friday or Saturday, man. So
Oh, really?
interesting. Yeah. I'm cheering for Spain in the men's side.
Okay.
Nothing against the French. It's just like Spain. Like it's always culturally nice. Like to see them win. It was interesting seeing them win the Euro Cup. My
Okay.
my colleague Javi, if he would hear me though, like he'll probably kill me, man, because I was cheering for England in the Euro Cup. I was more like not for Bellingham, not for these guys, but it's like, come on, man, these guys have gone all the time, man, or they're finals. They gotta win at least one, but I mean, happy still, like I enjoy it. I was not
Okay.
cheering for anybody. I would prefer England to win it, but like I wasn't cheering full, like, oh yeah, like. No. I was just, enjoy both games. The Copa America final, the same thing. I mean, I got really good Argentinian friends and Colombian friends, colleagues.
Yeah.
I would prefer Colombia, like for the same
Yeah.
purpose. They did an excellent job getting all the way over there, and the team that they have, they manage everything well. But like Argentina won, and I mean, I enjoy it. Enjoy it. Wedding presents still of the greatest player in the world, man. So it's like, I mean, it's like, okay, you gotta sit and enjoy. Even when he was not the protagonist,
Mhm.
the main character of that final, but still, like there is a sense over there that creates what we talked before, no, the camaraderie and everything. So yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see. I'm cheering for Spain in the men's Olympic side. In the
Okay.
women's side, it's a little bit more complicated, though. I don't know, man. We'll see. Whoever wants, US or Brazil, it doesn't matter.
How important do you think it is for players to watch all these games like on TV? Like let's say like American players watch the European side, like watch the European Cup. How important do you think that is for them as a developing?
Incredible, like, and I highly, I highly recommend it to my players, to the parents, because sometimes the kid wants to watch the game, but the parents are like, oh man, let me see, because I don't know, the Chicago White Sox are playing against the Milwaukee Brewers. It's like, okay,
Right.
but and your kid plays soccer, like, come on, man. I understand you want to watch a baseball game, but sometimes the kids want to watch soccer. That's the reality, Eddie.
Okay.
These days, like you talk with the guys in the trainings, and they're all like, oh yeah, I'm Manchester City fan and PSG fan, Real Madrid fan, whatever, like, so it's like the kids want to watch it, and if you go with the kids and you tell them like, oh, you're a Manchester City fan, tell me a player of Manchester City that is not Erling Haaland, and the guys will tell you Rodri. You're like, okay, what about somebody else? Oh, Kyle Walker. Okay, I don't know, like a Kanji, Doku, like things like that. So okay, the kid is watching. The kid is watching football. He knows what he's talking about.
Right.
But the kids follows it. But sometimes the kids feel less because of like the parents no following, like the sport. So I would highly recommend it, man. Highly recommend it. Like parents, kids, watch it, sit and watch it. Like so. I'm not gonna tell you that my dad used to sit and watch football with me all the time, but sometimes from now on, like he will sit and watch it though. So my dad stayed in the 80s, man.
Okay.
So my dad stayed in the 80s though. He still, like things that Italy is super team, like in the world. He still thinks that, well, Juventus has the money, but he still thinks that, like Juventus still has the money and the best players in Italy, Valencia is the best club in the Tampa, like that's my dad, like he stayed over there, but he still watches the stuff with me, like sometimes, hey, let's go to the stadium, let's watch. When we used to live in Wisconsin, we used to drive 2 hours to go to Bridgeview in Illinois to watch Chicago Fire play, man. So hey, you want to go to the stadium? Yeah, let's go, because it's a tradition. Go watch them to play in the stadium. Amazing if you have the opportunity. If you not, then watch the games on the TV, So I do highly recommend it. Watch it, enjoy it, because that gives the critical thinking of the kids. Oh, look at what this guy is doing. You could, like potentially use as a reference. I'm not saying go and do everything that Fermin is doing in the national team of Spain right now, no? Or do everything that Cucurella was doing, as a left back in Spain. But don't be Cucurella, be yourself, no? But it gives you a better understanding of what the positions are, the demarcations are. And of course, like it creates a little bit more of sense of pertinence and love to the sport, though. So
yeah,
I mean,
I had sorry to interrupt. I had a player from my old younger team.
Okay.
To watch Ronaldinho. In this case, like 9 or 10 years old. So he never even Ronaldinho was playing. He never seen him play. But this is a kid that go YouTube and watch
highlights.
Ronaldinho. Yeah, highlights of Ronaldinho play. Yeah. He'll come out here and be like, hey, my favorite player is Ronaldinho. Like, what do you know about Ronaldinho? Like, oh, he's this and that. So he watches soccer outside of just a practice.
Yeah. No, and it's crazy, like, I mean, I'm not that old, I'm 95, but well, for 1995 though, don't think that I'm 95 years old. I'm from 95, but I'm from 95, but still, like, I remember, like playing in the streets. Everybody wanted to be Ronaldo Nazario, it was the guy, the guy that wanted to score goals, oh yeah, Ronaldo Nazario, and I'm Zidane, I'm Figo, I'm Beckham, whatever, the Galacticos were the thing, like back in those moments. And then, like you start evolving. Of course, you got, like Ronaldinho, you got Eto'o, then you get introductions of Xavi, Iniesta. I've seen, like many great players, like play, man, like, and I enjoy them. And I really enjoy them, like, and of course, when you see them coaching now or you see them retire, you're like, oh man, seriously, come on, you can play one more year. Nah, I mean, Chelsea, like Lampard, Terry, Ashley Cole, Drogba, like Anelka, really good players. Like when you watch Liverpool, you got a reference of Michael Owen, Hipia, Xavi Alonso, Gerard,
Mhm.
like Jersey Dudek, the goalkeeper. So things like that, like when I like doing trivias when I'm,
Yep.
like in a flight or waiting in the airport or, like bored that I don't have literally anything to do and nothing interesting in the TV. And I like doing trivias. I like doing
Okay.
trivias and see like how much do you know about the 2000, Liverpool. I was like, I don't know much, but let's see. Well, let's see this player. So things like that. But it's interesting. It's nice. It's nice that the kids are watching football and they're getting passionate about, so I feel
Yeah.
like the two upcoming big sporting events that are coming to the US, the World Cup of Clubs in 25 next summer, and then
The World Cup.
the World Cup in 26. I feel like those two are gonna be crucial, like for the people in this country to change their mentality. I mean, people have said before, yes, there was a World Cup in '94. I was like, there was no MLS in '94, so
Yeah.
let's just be honest, So, but now there is MLS. Now there is, like all these academy leagues. Now there is USL. Now there is UPSL. Now is NPSL. So the kids are gonna try to find a way how to, oh, this is exciting. The whole world is watching us. We want the whole world watching us, and we wanna be part of that trend. Like of that boom in that moment. So.
What impact do you think that the World Cup 2026, you spread it up, it's gonna be here in the United States. What impact do you think that's gonna have in the youth soccer?
Well, it's interesting though because like I'm not like a big into like the support of the World Cup happening here. However, like
You're not?
no, it's because of infrastructure, man. It's just infrastructure wise,
Okay, okay.
like I feel like like the infrastructure, it could be better, and I don't see. I mean, let's say this right now, like in the podcast, for somebody in the U.S. Federation, that follows the podcast to hear me
Okay.
talking and say like, hey, we're gonna fix this. I don't know, but no, man, no. It's just infrastructure, like I mean, you see it in the Copa America, the fields have not the capacity.
Mhm.
The cities have not the capacity, like I mean, we hosted a game in Orlando, and the stadiums in Orlando are literally one next to each other, and
Yeah.
the city collapses, like downtown collapses. There is no infrastructure, like to say like, okay, if 80,000 people come and watch a match, like, or 50,000 people come and watch a match, we have these specific parking lots for park and release going all the way to the highway in different directions quickly, so we can like release the traffic in downtown, for example, or the traffic near the stadium. The pitch, the fields are in really bad conditions. Security wise, operational wise, there is a lot of things that can be improved, but I'm glad that the Copa America happened over here, and they seen all these things that potentially could be a risky factor for the
Mhm.
World Cup. So hopefully, like they can improve them. But going back into your question for the youth, the impact in the youth, I feel like it's a big deal though. It is a really big deal
Okay.
because again, like I told you, like if the whole world is watching you, and I mean, you are in Kansas, or you are in New York, or you are in California, or you are in Texas, and you are near the stadium, or you are a couple of hours from the stadium. I'm pretty sure you're gonna go. Your parents are gonna go. Like they wanna what the parents want to take the kids.
Mhm.
I was in the Midwest this summer, and I was like doing some work with Chicago Fire, the professional team over there. And
Mhm.
some of the kids were talking about, we're gonna go and watch the US play Uruguay in Missouri. I was like,
Oh wow.
that's
Okay.
a random trip,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
man, the US is playing in Missouri. That's nice, against Uruguay. That's pretty cool. But I hear some kids talking about, we're going to Kansas to watch Peru play Canada. I think they play in Kansas, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's nice. That's interesting that the kids are, like in that way. And these are the kids. These are not the parents. The
Yeah.
parents can be making plans to go watch. I don't know, man. The Chicago Bears play against the Chiefs, or the Green Bay Packers play against, I don't know, man, the Buccaneers of Tampa Bay, whatever. But things like that. So when you see this thing, I truly believe that it has a big impact in the youth, and it's gonna be a big motivator. Okay, a big
Mhm.
change. Yeah, change motivator. You know, like into the
Okay.
kids mindset and the club mindsets. You know, like when you have these multiple professional national teams and multiple professional players from all around the world, the best national teams in the world, you know, like competing in the biggest tournament, sporting tournament that people watch in the world, happening in your backyard, you know, like things like that. So it's gonna be interesting. And of course, the training fields, the training facilities is just incredible. When you
Yeah.
have, I don't know, Argentina training in the Inter Miami facilities, the people in Miami are gonna go watch Argentina train, you know. When you have
Right.
France training in, I don't know, the Sporting Kansas City facility, people are gonna go watch them, you know, like so this is gonna be a big influencer though into the growing environment. But yeah, man, youth soccer, the way that I see it recently and the way that I perceive it because of working on it, uh, I see a big bright future, man. Big bright future
Okay.
for the US development side. It's just a matter of patience with the kids, enforcing a lot of coaching education for the coaches, and the federations and the associations taking care of the clubs, because I've seen multiple clubs, you know, like go in bankruptcy because there is no support, there's no funding or anything. So take care of those clubs. Those clubs are either big clubs or small clubs that are serving a population or small population, and that's where everything starts. The grassroots, you know, like the first kick of
Yeah.
the possible, you know, like future athletes or future men's national teams or women's national team players. So yeah.
Do you see the United States winning the World Cup or doing
This
something?
upcoming World Cup, oh, I see it complicated.
Okay.
See it complicated. I don't know, man. I'll probably wait. I'll probably wait until the time comes, you know, and
Mhm.
and I'll tell you who I have. But it's hard. It's hard to see. You know, like I mean, England. It was kind of like. I had a feeling, you know. I had a feeling, and people were looking at me, and they were like, "Are you crazy? Do you see like this the group stage? They play hard. Or do you see them playing against? I think it's Slovenia. I think they play, no?
I think
Slovenia
so.
or
Yeah. Yeah. I
Slovakia?
think so. I think they did.
I think it was Slovakia. It's like, do you see how they play? They went all the way to overtime. They scored in the last minute. I was like, man, I have a feeling, man, they're gonna make it. So they made it all the way to the final. They lost against Spain. I mean, Spain was superior in all the aspects, but they made it over there. In the Copa America, believe it or not, you know, like people will say, like, this guy is talking. I had a feeling that Colombia would have made it though. I mean, Colombia in the qualifiers for the World Cup, they just playing in an incredible way, man. Incredible. The change of mindset of the new coach, the change of mindset of those players, you know, and of course, you know, like you refresh a lot of the players in the national team, the squad, you know, the goalkeeper, new goalkeeper, the defenders, most of them are new, you know, like so the midfielders, almost all of them new. James is probably one of the oldest reference over there, though, and then of
Yeah.
course you got some guys in the bench that were from the former squad, but other than that, it's completely refreshed. So I had a feeling, you know, like with Colombia, I was like, they're gonna make it to the final. I don't know if they're gonna win it, but I hope so. But they're gonna make it to the final. So yeah. So those are things that, you know, it's hard to tell you. It's hard to tell you who's gonna win it in 26.
Okay. How far do you see Venezuela going? Do you see them making it to the World Cup? Like how
Man,
far
you
do you
know,
see
like
them?
I would love, man. I would love it. I really would love it, man. I would love it. You know, like this. I mean, I've been waiting 28 years, man. I know people that have been waiting for 80. So it's hard. It's hard. But no, but I feel like these qualifiers are gonna be interesting.
Okay.
There is more spots to go to the World Cup. But it seems that this squad, the performance that they did in the Copa America, even getting out in the penalties. I told a friend, he was sad, he was upset, but I told him, you know, like, listen, I have a relief. I have a relief that I feel relieved that the way that these guys perform, if they perform like that in the qualifiers, man, ain't no way that they're not going to the World Cup, man. They probably will
Okay.
be the last spot, maybe the 7 or the 6. I don't know. Who knows? You know, let's say that so they can make it the first. But they for sure going if they keep performing the way that they perform in the Copa America, man, for sure.
Yeah,
So,
no, they play really good soccer in Copa
yeah.
America.
Yeah. No, we have a really good staff, international staff. I mean, I don't have anything against, like the coaches, the national coaches in Venezuela, because those were my coaches too, like some of them I know them too. But it's just a matter of we need foreign intervention. We needed that foreign intervention. We need like somebody from outside that it's easy to recognize the problems when you are outside the house than when you are in the house, because when you are
okay, yeah,
everything to you seems normal. But
right,
when you
yeah,
are
yeah,
a foreigner, you coming from outside, you see things that you are like, oh, okay, like those things are the things that we need to improve, like to get better.
gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
so we gotta start wrapping it down because we've been
Yeah.
here. I know it's an
No,
hour.
no
Okay,
worries, no worries. Absolutely.
so what advice would you give somebody who's starting out their coaching career?
Yeah, definitely. Man, educate themselves, man. Educate themselves. Keep studying. Keep looking around. Think outside the box. Think outside the box. It's easy just to go over there and fulfill. Like, hey, I just gotta coach 3 hours and I'm out. It's easy. Um, it's more than that. Coaching is more than that, man. I got, like players in UPSL that the training is over and the guys are like, Coach, can I talk to you for a second? And you are like, oh boy, it's like 10:30 in the night. You're like, oh, I gotta go home, man. I was like, yeah, sure. What happened? Tell me. So you spend another hour talking with them to get to my house at midnight, man, because I was talking with the player. But it's more than that. It's more than just covering a certain amount of hours and that's it. It's just more than this is what the manual said, follow it. It's more than, like small things. It's,
Okay.
it's bigger. The picture is bigger. So just educate themselves and be consistent, man. Be consistent. Apply to multiple roles, apply to multiple teams. Sometimes don't get them, but it is what it is. Like I just keep
Right.
applying. That doesn't stop me. Like because I feel that I'm capable of. So the same team, sending that message to those coaches that want to pursue a career like that. Just
Yeah.
keep applying, man. Keep applying. Keep applying. Keep the consistency. Somebody's gonna knock in your door, man. One day, somebody's gonna notice what you're doing. Just do it because you are doing it for the good and welfare of the player. Don't do it
Okay.
because of I just want to get into a professional thing, so I want people to see me how I coach. No. Do it because of the player. Because at the end of the day, those are the protagonists, man.
Yeah.
I don't want the protagonism. I don't want, like the cameras on me. I hate the cameras. I hate big so people. I hate them, man. I really hate them. But I prefer, like the development of the player. That's the key.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's a good advice, Also networking. I know you mentioned it before. Networking is very important.
Networking is important for sure. And surround yourself of good networks too. Because there's people in your networks that you say like, oh, I know this person, or I have exchanged some, like words with this person, but some people are not over there to help you, man. That's the reality, So you gotta notice that, and you see that it's not going anywhere. It's good to know them, but
Yeah.
focus on yourself, like and focus on developing your athletes.
Okay. So as you look back at your coaching career, right? What legacy do you hope to leave for your soccer, for your players and your community as well?
Oh man, that's a hard one, but I will say, man, I hope, like, and that's something that I always do, like in every project that I do. I hope that a bigger percentage of those players made it to professional sports, or
Okay.
made it into a professional team environment. It doesn't have to be a player. It can be the next nutritionist. It can be the next doctor. It can be the next head coach. It can be the next assistant coach. So I hope for that. I hope for them to make it into a professional environment. And of course, like a great legacy, like with friends is always, like sharing a good asado, man, a good barbecue, So
Okay.
I'm a big man of sharing like that, and working with Javi and in the different projects that we have worked. He always jokes when we do bets. He doesn't bet money. He bets meals. And
Okay.
we're like, why you betting meals? And he's like, because if you share, you're living more, like he say that you're living good memories. So
Okay.
if I bet with you for money, I bet for $100, you give me $100, and then I spend $100 somewhere else, and that's it. You probably get mad that you spend $100 and you give me $100. But if we bet a lunch or a dinner, it's better because we're both gonna go over there. You gotta pay for the dinner or the lunch. We're both gonna go over there and we're gonna talk about whatever, man. Life, football, whatever, you know. So he says that it's always bet for a meal. So I hope that's a legacy, man. I'm gonna keep that trend, man. I'm gonna keep
Okay.
that trend. Just bet for meals, man. Keep that legacy.
So what's next for you, Coach Yoger?
Well, right now, you know, like I'm working in some projects over here in Orlando, Florida. I'm planning, you know, like to see how the fall is gonna look like. I was just recently with a USL2 in Kenosha, well, in Racine, Wisconsin. And I was, you know, like working, supporting a little bit of a team with Chicago Fire over there while I was over there. Now I'm seeing to see what the fall looks like. Okay, probably going back into the UPSL environment or seeking for something more lower into a competitive academy. I'm studying projects right now, seeing what's going
Okay.
on. Of course, you know, like college sports is something that I'm passionate about. So I'm looking, you know, like for college opportunities, you know, like coaching opportunities. But yeah, right now it's just, you know, like to see working in some things, maybe, you know, like soccer stuff, soccer foundation, soccer education for parents,
Okay.
education for coaches, education for young athletes. So I'm more focusing into those things right now, though. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, how can people know more about you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm very active in Instagram though. I follow and
Okay.
do stuff in Instagram, put, you know, like jokes, post, you know, like about anything over there in Instagram. It's my Instagram is Coach Yogi, is YOGI, Yogi,
Mhm.
like Yogi Berra, 8. Coach Yogi 8. That's
Okay.
that's my Instagram. People can follow me over there. People can look for stuff over there. I'm gonna start getting a little bit more active in the fall in TikTok, man. I see that people are posting a lot of things in TikTok, positive things, man. Of course, you're not gonna see me doing anything like that. I'm not big into that. But I want to start putting content in TikTok, of course, for sure. You know, like sharing things with parents, sharing tips with coaches, sharing tips with players, things like that. Facebook, I'm not big into it, and LinkedIn. So the main ones for sure is LinkedIn and Instagram. In LinkedIn, people can find me with my full name, man. It's Yoger, YOGER,
Mhm.
J Aguilar. So
Okay.
people can follow me, find me in Instagram over there,
Okay.
sorry, in LinkedIn, and then we can connect. You know, like we can talk about, you know, like programs, projects, business, presentations, whatever. You know, like training sessions, whatever. Happy to interact professionally over there in LinkedIn, and for, you know, like a little bit more of silly content or, you know, like social content, Instagram, Coach Yogi 8. That's
Okay.
where you can find me over there. Yeah.
Yeah. If you start a TikTok, you know, let us know.
Well, I got the TikTok. I just don't have anything though. The TikTok is
Okay. Okay. Okay.
the TikTok is the same, man. Is or it is Joseino 8, something like that, or Coach Yogi 8, something like that, similar to the Instagram. But
Okay.
yeah, but I have the TikTok. I just don't have. I haven't posted any content on it.
Well,
I have to set it up.
if you start posting whatever you want to post, you know, just let us know. We'll share
We'll
it. We'll
do.
help you out.
I will do for sure. I appreciate that, Eddie. I appreciate that for sure, man, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, the next couple questions, Coach, I have are just silly questions, dumb questions.
Okay. Absolutely.
Uh, if your team had to play in clown shoes, what strategies would you employ?
In what? In Carol's shoes, is it?
Clown.
Oh, what is that though?
O un payaso. Los zapatos
Oh, clown
de
shoes,
payaso.
clown shoes. Oh man, if they have to play in clown shoes, man, I'll say just, hey man, just hit it, man, kick it, kick it. He's going somewhere. That's for sure. He's going somewhere. We just having fun, man. Just kick it. That's what it's about, man.
Do you think replacing the referee with a robot will improve fairness in the game?
A referee with what?
Oh, robot.
Oh, replacing a referee with a robot. Man, it's complicated, man. Because imagine that the ref get a bug, man, over there in the middle of the match, and then the robot just turns off, man. We cannot complete the match. No, I truly believe in technology can help you a lot, but I will stick with the human referees, man. It's a different story, man. You have
Okay.
good interactions with the refs. Sometimes we tell jokes over there with the linesmen. You know, like the good linesmen, they will tell
Yeah.
jokes to you and everything. So So yeah, no, I stay with the humans, man. I'll stay with the humans. Yeah.
Okay. How do you handle it? How do you handle when a player insists on bringing the pet llama to practice?
How do I handle when a player brings a llama to practice?
Yes.
Oh, shoot, man. Well, I mean, as far as the llama is not like eating the grass in the field, man, or it's not like, like interrupting the training,
Yeah.
you can have it over there, man. I'm pretty sure everybody will like pay more attention to the llama than the training, but it is what it is, man. Hey.
Do you think training with invisible soccer balls improve players' focus?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've done this before though. This is a real thing though.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Oh, okay.
It's a real thing. One time we were playing a team. We lost 4-0 in the weekend. So I came the next weekend and I told the guys, listen, because you guys were focusing so much in the aspect of how the other team runs, then we're gonna play with an imaginary ball. I told them we don't need the ball because you guys weren't playing with the ball. So we're just gonna focus on the player. So it was like, hey, the plane is in that side, so you will see everybody running that side. Hey, now the ball is in this side. It was funny. Hey, I did this thing with 16, 17 years old, man.
Okay.
So you can imagine though, these teenagers were like, this guy is insane, man. This guy is crazy. But it was fun. It was fun. It was really, really fun. It's actually a thing. It's actually a thing though.
Okay. All right.
It's a way of punishment though. You don't want to play with the ball, then let's play at least with the spaces then instead.
All right. The last question I got for you, Coach, is
Go ahead.
if the soccer field were made of marshmallows, what changes would you make to your training routine?
Man, I'll tell the guys, hey man, bring the graham crackers and the chocolate, man. We're gonna be so smart over here now. No. I'll probably tell the guys, like to have fun, man. That's what matters though. If you fall, at least like you're falling and it is cushion. The field is cushion though. So no, it's just a matter of fun. It's just a matter of fun to me. Everything is fun. If you don't have fun in what you do, then you're probably not gonna be happy doing it though. So
Right. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's all the questions I got. Thank you so much.
No problem, Eddie. It was a pleasure, like catching up and talking with you, man. It's really good. I appreciate, like the conversation and everything, and of course, like I appreciate, like your time as well. Though. So, thank you so much for considering me, like to this.
Yeah. No. Thank you for coming on here and sharing your experience with me.
Hey, anytime, man. Anytime.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Don't forget, the field's empty, but the conversation will be back.
The scene from the pitch to the mic, we share our dreams, voices echoing loud, hear the passions.